Okay. Back here at the Giants Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania, Jacob Schwartz again for the It's All About Sports Broadcast Network. And I knew I had to get this young man here on our show because tonight may have been one of the greatest PIAA state championship performance I've ever seen as the newly 3A state finalists. Lincoln Park falls just a little bit short, and we're joined by this man who certainly made it possible. He scored 34 points. He is Renell Cummings, and he's headed to Bowling Green. Congratulations on a great season. WPIAL recipients, and I know you do all so well. We all know that the WPIAL is one of the best talents of basketball around.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. Let's talk about this performance tonight. Going up against McDonald All-American Quad A Green. What was that like?
He's a great player. You know, there's a great team. It was just exciting to be able to play against that type of caliber player.
I know you've had great success in this tournament. 2 years ago, you knocked off Philadelphia's Math, Civics, and Science. I believe you were 1A, and you've also played in 2A. So you've had great success in the state playoffs, going from 1 all the way to 3A. What was the transition like?
I mean, when you go up higher, you get tougher teams, bigger teams, teams that have more selection of students. So every year it's got tougher and tougher. Like this caliber team is very tough to play against them.
With Mark Javins having the health issues, your athletic director, Mike Boriski, takes over. What has that been like playing for a guy like him? Because I know he's a very physical coach.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, that type of transition most times wouldn't be very favorable for the team, but for us it actually helped us a lot because we got a new face in there, and he brought new energy to us and allowed us to really prosper.
I think he's a great coach. That's my personal opinion. I think he does a great job. I think your fans are very passionate. They're a little loud, but that's okay. Though I can never go against that. What's next, Renell Cummings? What's next for you? Because I know you're headed to Bowling Green State. What's the thing you're going to need to focus on?
I just want to go there and contribute to that team. Whatever I can do, whatever my coaches want me to do, that's what I'm going to do.
Well, I always love what you do, what you've brought. I've known you for a few years, and I'm even happier that I'm going to get to know you a little bit better in college. Renell Cummings, we appreciate you stopping by. Have a safe trip back home to Pittsburgh, and you certainly showed that you're worthy of playing here in the state championship.
Thank you.
Renell Cummings again joining us on another edition of the It's All About Sports Broadcast Network, and hopefully in a few moments we're going to be joined by Damir Cosby-Roundtree, the pride of Villanova. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I can't explain how I'm feeling right now.
You're a four-time state champion. You're with the best announcer in America.
You know, I'm just excited that we got to win this with my brothers, that's all.
You think we could celebrate tonight? You still don't believe that we can, do you?
Nah, I'm not going out with you, boys.
Why not?
Because you don't get no cheeks.
Oh, my God. He had to put that, of course. He has to mention that on camera, which you've been mentioning, by the way, for years. But I do want to congratulate you. Quad A Green, 22 points tonight. And how nice was it, at least, to have members of your future school, the Villanova Wildcats, on site?
You know, I don't know.
It's just the Villanova staff was on site because that's where you're going to next year.
I didn't even notice they were in the building.
Sitting with your mother, by the way.
I didn't even notice they were in the building.
Well, let's talk about that because now you have wrapped up your high school career. Next up for you is a trip to, at least for the time being, the defending national champion Villanova Wildcats. What's the thing you're planning to contribute once you get there?
Being solid defensively, being able to bring that defensive presence in and being able to mix it up with the team, that's all.
It's the final game you've ever played with these seniors, including Quad A Green, the McDonald All-American. What was that feeling like when you two took the floor for the last time?
It was just win. That's all I felt like from him. He was like, yo, we're going to win this game. So I just wanted to bring that energy with him.
7 state championships for Carl Aragale in the last 8 years. What more could you say for a coach like him?
It proves that he's one of the best coaches in the state, in the country. They won 7 out of 8 state championships with different people, five seniors. It just proves that how great of a coach he is, and I'm extremely proud to say that I was coached by him.
You're transitioning from a great coach to Carl Aragale to an even greater coach next year to Jay Wright. Damir Cosby-Roundtree, we always appreciate seeing you. And again, if you ever mention what you just said earlier, I might have to hurt you. Congratulations, though, my brother. Damir Cosby-Roundtree, again, as mentioned, joining us. He was one of the many guests that joined us here on the It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network. Thank you to everybody, again, who stopped by, and a special thank you goes out to Renell Cummings of Lincoln Park. If Carl Aragale could maybe take to the floor, we'd love to have him back. Yes, but we'd love to get your reaction on postgame after. We'd love to get the postgame. As we are joined now, again, as mentioned, by Carl Aragale. Certainly a lot more smiles again than ever is my good friend Carl Aragale. Carl, congratulations, 7-time state champion in 8 years. How are you feeling?
I'm pretty good. I'm feeling good for our kids and the seniors, and I'm happy that we can close it out.
Two of your best seniors headed to college at Kentucky and Villanova, respectively. What will this mean when those two leave? Because it seems like we know there's always a new class that's coming in, but again, this was probably one of the best classes you've ever coached in the at least 18 years. I think it's been longer. What is it, 19? That's what I was going to say. Is this one of the best senior classes you've ever had?
Oh, those two guys are all timers at our place, but we've had a lot of good ones come through, and every time they leave, everybody says, it's going to go downhill, and so we just got to get the next group ready to make sure we can sustain it.
Well, I laugh every time I get to talk to you because I think back to the history that you and I have, and now you've wrapped up another state title. You take down a very good program. What are your takes on this Lincoln Park team? Because we knew that they have a great history with District 12 schools. Tonight, Renell Cummings gets 34 points. I mean, there's a very good chance that he could do really well at Bowling Green State.
He's a great player. We knew that coming in, but we thought we had an advantage, size and athleticism, and we tried to limit Renell early, and I think we did a pretty good job of that. He got a lot of his points late when the game was kind of in hand, but we did a really good job of being able to get out and get some easy baskets, and that kind of gets us going.
22 points again from Quad A Green. What's the thing you're going to miss the most about him?
Oh, he's a competitor, and he's been a great, rotational guy for 4 years for us, and like I said, he's an old-timer. He's one of the city's, all-time players.
Yeah,
actually.
You think back to
I think he's going to do great. You can't have him forever. I'm looking forward to seeing how he grows as a man and how he does at Kentucky. I know he's going to do great.
And you think back to all the great players that you've had over the years, from Scoop Jardine to Rick Jackson to DJ Rivera, and like I said, just the list certainly goes on. Carl Arrigo, thank you so much for joining us, and we will definitely catch up with you again. Carl Arrigo, 7-time PIAA 3A state champion in 8 years, here on another edition of It's All About Sports Broadcast Network. Well, that wraps things up again here at the Giant Center here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Don't forget, we'll be on the air tomorrow starting at 1 o'clock with the Constitution Generals. We'll try to vie for yet another PIAA state championship as they'll enter in the 2A state championship at 2 o'clock again tomorrow. We'll also have Archbishop Wood, who will look to make history of their own, and I know that Carl Arrigo will certainly keep an eye on that matchup. His longtime friend John Moscow will try to go for his first PIAA state championship, a team that already has won a Philadelphia Catholic League title just a month ago, as well as a District 12 championship. They're going to try to finish what they started. Until then, from all of us here at It's All About Sports Broadcast Network, I'm Jacob Schwartz. Good night from the Hershey's Giant Arena.